Hi everybody, this is Odd Samurai, and today I'm gonna be reacting to Kowloon Generic Romance episode 10. Yes. So I don't think the pre-episode discussion is gonna be as long as usual, because I feel like last episode was mostly a setup episode, and there's still some stuff to talk about, but not as thorough as past ones. So yeah, we started with the Kujirai B flashback. Yeah, the toast with the fresh eggs, sugar, and all that. And that was her dead mother's recipe. And that's something core, a core memory to her because it's part of how she was raised. But Kujirai would have no idea because she has none of that. She doesn't have, a concept of being raised. But yeah, the flashback ends with her saying, "This is how I used to think, but memories are," and then she gets cut off because it ends. So maybe we're gonna come back to this and find out what the rest of the sentence was, because I feel like that's probably important. And then we have a visual representation of Kujirai B's ghost is still keeping Kudo trapped. Then we have the conversation between Gwen, Kujirai, and Yaomei about, what she experienced outside of Kowloon and how she's being wary of drinking or eating something from here because it's not real. Even though she'd been doing just fine doing that before she found out what the situation was. But then for some reason it does affect her. I'm not entirely sure how. Yeah. What was up with that? Because she does get kind of funky. But it's like, why? The only reason I can come up with is because she gained recognition of what's happening in Kowloon, and that's why it affected her. Then we see Miyuki. Well, Gwen find Miyuki as he was buying a gift basket for the woman that helped him the episode prior, I think. And then Gwen tries to convince him about, at least hearing him out. But Miyuki doesn't and puts a physical barrier between them because the emotional one wasn't working. Gwen brings up Kujirai and Kudo, but Miyuki still walks away. And he goes to the doctor's office in Kowloon, but for some reason hides that from Yulong. Then we have Kujirai and Yaomei hanging out with male Xiaohei. I don't know what to call him to differentiate him from the girl. Yeah, we found out his passion is dresses, and Kujirai and Yame do a really good job at encouraging him to pursue that and feel comfortable with that. I'm not exactly sure, other than, like, how this is going to be relevant, other than, it actually really affected Xiaohei positively in kind of a big way, considering what he tells, Hirinuma Senior later. So it'll be like important plot wise, because for now it was just seeming as like important themes wise, because Kujirai and Yame inspiring someone else to be their absolute self does track with that. Then we have Gwen being like, well, I'm not gonna give up. And it says, I've unwittingly let my guard down. And then here, unwittingly? How is that any different from me losing my grip? I don't know. And we have a really good moment with Xiaohei, where he's like, things you're not sure are real. Let me check. Things that are precious, things you'd be sad to see disappear. What if things like that grow one by one in this Kowloon? So I'm gonna keep that in mind, because I think genuinely there's a big chance that Xiaohei just literally has hit the nail on the head here. I think that's gonna be like a big factor of the way that Kowloon works. But anyway, he talks with Hirinuma Senior, and they talk about Kujirai and how she is gonna be essential for the Zirconian project. But he tries to like be like, well, I mean, you don't have to actually use her. Yeah. He's like, these people seem to be just trying to live their normal lives. They don't seem that much different from you and I. But Hirinuma like interrupts him, and he's like, I didn't ask for your opinion, just continue the work. And experiment on her to see if she can leave outside of Kowloon. Then we have that whole conversation between Yulong and Miyuki about like, okay, why are you doing this? You know you're gonna regret this if you go ahead with this revenge plan. And it seems like he's right. Like, Miyuki is completely aware that going through with this is not gonna bring him any sort of like closure or satisfaction, or like personal fulfillment in the long run. But he still ignores Yulong, and he's like, well, whatever, shut up, just do what I told you. Kind of similar to Hirinuma Senior, actually, that little moment. And we also have Miyuki kind of like questioning his own choices. Like, what if I did this? What if I did that? As we, I think, find out here that he wasn't actually born a Hirinuma. He somehow went to the Hirinumas and was adopted that way. I'm sure we'll find out more. Then we have that scene with Kujirai and Kudo, which is more of what we already know. Them sleeping together, they didn't make anything better. It just make things more complicated. Because Kudo is still, still expects her to be just like Kujirai be. And Kujirai still feels guilty that she cannot be her. And then we end. Oh no! Well, first, yeah, we have that thing with the glasses. Don't know what that was all about, but I'm sure we'll find out. Question mark. Then we have that a scene with Yulong and Xiaohei, where Yulong basically goes all dark, and he's like, "Okay, like I know you're a spy, so you're gonna work with me here. If you don't want nothing to happen to you, and you're gonna kill Kujirai." So yeah, things not gonna. They're not looking good for her, unfortunately. I mean, they already weren't, but now there's two parties wanting to use her for her own gain and trying to cause her harm to get to their own goals. So yeah, let's get into the episode. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Sorry. Interesting. Okay. Weird. Talking about the look she did right at the end. I said I was not gonna make the pre-episode discussion long, and I still did. Kurikashi, kurikash. Ashashi, kurikash. Oh god. Oh my god, his eyes. Mm. Uh. Okay, okay. Yeah, I'm remembering the prediction I had last episode. I forgot. Yeah. That's just how Xiaohei looked like a kid. Oh, just 3 years ago? Oh boy. That's how he's gonna manipulate Xiaohei. So it's not, a guy and a girl, it's just this Xiaohei. He always liked to, dresses. Hmm. Ooh. Hmm. Oh, yeah. I'm not surprised she took it like that. Right, yeah, yeah, yeah. The glasses. I wonder what he said extends to Kujirai. I wouldn't want to do anything that is bad for you. Ah! That is scary. Kujirai be? Whoa, this is cool. Eerie at the same time, though. Hmm. Whoa. Oh, that's such a cool visual. Hmm. Of course. Hmm, this might be dangerous. I remember, like, I don't know if it was Gwen that someone said, like, if she learns too much about Kujirai, she might disappear. But hey, I do want some answers too. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I'm with Yelme. Hmm. Like what? Oh. Hmm. Oh. Oh, that's in the opening. Okay, good. Hmm. What? I thought you were her friend. Huh. Hmm. Yes. Hmm. Yeah, unfortunately. Oh, Shohei? Does Gwen know him? Surely. Yeah, okay. Right, yeah. Mm. Yep. Again. Seeing his past self. He's just leaving with without saying anything more. Ooh, the music. Okay. I am a little curious what Kudo was gonna say, but you really cannot trust his judgment. Oh. Different ending? Really good questions. Really hard to believe they're gonna get answered before the season ends. Mm. Oh. Hmm. Oh, there it is. Don't look for it anymore. Oh shit. That posture. Oh. No. Whoa. So, All right. But like, if she doesn't eat anything, then she dies, right? So she has to eat if she stays in Kowloon. Yeah, I don't know what to make of that ending. I'm not sure if we're gonna follow up from right there next episode. Like, I know we had Xiaohei, like, telling her, yeah, you shouldn't be eating this junk, and throws the ice cream to the ground. But like, we all know that Yao Mei did not understand what he meant by that. Yeah, I never want to do anything that makes you feel sad. But is he just saying that to Yao Mei, or is Kujirai included? Hmm. Yeah, that's quite the conundrum that Xiaohei is in right now in regards to uh, what Yulong told him. We don't even know if that's possible, actually. If, like, the personality of Kurin Xiaohei can be inserted into the genetic Terra clone's body. But what matters is that Yulong put that in his head, and now he's really, or at least he was really torn up about it. I mean, the scene with Yao Mei ends uh, with the feel that he's not gonna go through with it. Like, he doesn't want to do something that benefits himself if it's gonna hurt two people that he knows are good people. But yeah, when Gwen said, like, I could feel like death following her, or like she smelled of death, something like that, made me think of the very last frame of the episode's flashback here at the beginning. Maybe she was looking at one of the talismans. But yeah, Yulong just looking, like, his eyes looking dead as he's trying to convince Xiaohei that killing a clone like Kujirai is not actually murder because she doesn't count as a real person. That's very concerning. Also, the whole thing with like the glasses is both like interesting as the like the story mechanic to have Kujirai learn more about Kujirai B without actually needing to ask someone else. Also, like, why now, right? She's put on the glasses before and this didn't happen. But yeah, it also does it really affected Kujirai in regards to like, oh, Right. Now that I'm seeing what Kujirai B saw, I'm even more aware of how different uh, the world around her looked and how people saw her, especially Kudo. Yeah, it's only natural that there would be faces of Kudo-san that only B knew. Well, that frame of it's half of Kujirai B seeing Kudo smiling, and the other half in the present with Kujirai looking at him with just I want to say a neutral face, but really it's more so I feel like a tired face. Even more so accentuating the very different emotions that he has for the two of them. Yeah, that part when they're exploring the dangerous parts of Kowloon, and Yamai is like, I feel like I'm forgetting something, similar to the end of the episode. I'm still not sure what that could mean. But I did like that part where Kujirai is like, it might tell us why I'm here and why I look exactly like her. Of course, they didn't get to actually go through exactly what they wanted because Xiaohei came out. Literally, he came out from the shadows. And they just left. But that's when Kujirai started doing the peeling talismans off walls. Now, I'm not exactly sure what the deal with the talismans are. But the very last one, that's like don't look for it anymore or something. That felt very like targeted to her almost. Now I don't think it was like Kujirai be intentionally putting up those talismans so that Kujirai finds them eventually. Like I don't think that's what's happening. But like I don't know what is happening. We're not told how Gwen and Xiaohei know each other, but it seemed like Gwen knew him from 3 years ago and hasn't seen him since then. But Xiaohei didn't want the connection between him and Gwen to be known to Kujirai and Yaomei for some reason. And Gwen let it happen. When it makes you was harsh on you because I thought you might hurt Kudo-san again. I might have to look at that scene again. But I felt like when I first watched it, it felt like he was being harsh because it felt like she was impersonating a person he was fond of. But now we know that's not true. So, okay. He was just friends with Kudo, but he wasn't friends with Kujirai B. It was, a friend, or rather, just a friend's girlfriend. So it was out of wanting to protect Kudo. And now he's also trying to. That's why I'm like I kind of agree with what Gwen is saying. Like I think that is true. That Kujirai's existence alone is not letting him move on from her death, from B's death. And obviously it's not at all Kujirai's fault, but that's just how it is. That said, I do think Gwen's intentions are to break them apart because he wants Kudo to leave Kowloon for good. Because he thinks, getting swallowed by the city is just, he's gonna get lost on it forever. That scene where Kujirai breaks things up with Kudo, I really liked it. And man, Kujirai really has, she really, I feel like, her opinion of Kudo is definitely higher than the opinion she has of herself. Saying, I'm not going to hurt you, but he's hurt her time and time again already. Just because she can't measure up to the standards of who Kujirai B was. So they both hurt each other, really. But if you ask me, Kujirai is definitely less at fault than he is. But anyway, for now I think this is for the best. But who knows if it's gonna stay that way. But yeah, just Kujirai saying all the questions that I have on my mind that we still don't have any answers for. I'm like, you're right, keep making those questions because we don't have the answers yet. Yo, let me look real quick how many episodes we have left. Oh, what? Oh, yeah, okay, we have 13, so that's 3 more episodes. Let's just wait and see what happens. So this is gonna be everything for this episode. If you enjoyed my reaction, please like and subscribe. Till next time, see ya.